not a whole lot, across the board from a skill position perspective, but I think the one thing that people will like to hear is some of the things that I've heard about the offensive line is they're um, they look a little bit better than they did at this point last year. So I think whether it's the winter workout conditioning and program with with Schmitty, or maybe just gaining another year of confidence and things like that. And I think the one thing that is very much a consensus that I've heard is that I think Coach Bill Bedenbaugh, not that he never coached these guys hard, but I think he hears the noise around him in terms of how this unit has kind of underachieved over the last couple of years. So um, Anton Harrison is a guy. Wanye Morris is a guy that I've heard that's been pretty impressive early on. Um, you know, uh, Andrew Rame is another guy that I've heard a little bit about, just in terms of his strength and kind of knowledge of the offense is a little bit better. Certainly understanding that it's a much different offense than what it was a year ago, but still kind of understanding just the side of it, just those calls and how quickly he needs to make those decisions and make those calls. Because I think one thing that's going to be much different than what you saw out of the Riley offense over the last couple of years is Levy wants to go lightning fast. Like that's his calling card at Baylor, at UCF, obviously at Ole Miss the last few years. Is he wants to go as fast as they possibly can. So I think early on you may not necessarily see that as they're starting to get ramped up, understanding, what that looks like. But I think as we get into the later part of the spring and obviously the spring game, but I think specifically when you specifically look at the way this team might look come fall, will be a lot different in terms of kind of obviously just ramping that up, and because there's still a big learning process that they're going through right now. So I think it's very positive, optimistic, just to hear some of the good things that you're hearing, just about the offensive line, how they're working. And, I mean, obviously, there's nowhere near a finished product, but I think right now, when you look at how they are at this point in the year compared to where they were last year, they feel a lot more comfortable with the guys that they feel like are going to get a lot of meaningful snaps on that offensive line versus maybe where they were at this point last year.